Welcome to part 2 of the video on the coordinate plane. Make sure you follow along on your graph paper. In the first video, we just mainly focused on what's called the first quadrant of the coordinate plane, only positive numbers. Now we're going to focus on all 4 of the quadrants. So you can already see that we've got some negative numbers in here in addition to the positive numbers. Alright, let's draw a coordinate plane. First, let's draw the x-axis stretching across. I'm going to pick one of the blue lines, and that's going to be my x-axis. So do that on yours. And now let's draw the y-axis going up and down. So again, pick one of the lines on your graph paper and make that your y-axis going up and down. Now circle the origin. And you may remember that the origin is where the two number lines meet, and the origin is the point 0, 0. Because if you're right there where the number lines meet, you haven't gone anywhere. Both of your directions, your coordinates, are 0, 0. Now let's label the x-axis. So we're going to put numbers going out across the x-axis, just like a number line. And it's really important that when we're doing this, we're labeling the tick marks, the lines, and not the spaces. So this is 1, here's 2, there's 3, 4, and so on. And then remember, this number line goes into the negatives, so we've got -1, -2, and so on. Pause the video and label your numbers from 6 to -6. Alright, now I'm going to label my y-axis just like a number line. First I'll put in the tick marks. So this is going up to +6. And remember, we're labeling the tick marks, not the spaces. So each of those has to have a number, not on the spaces in between. And now I'll do the negatives the same way. And ran out of room, but I'll put the numbers down as well. Alright, our coordinate plane is almost done. Let's just label the axes so that we can use that when we're graphing. First, remember, is the x-axis, and that stretches out, going left to right. And then going up and down, we have the y-axis. So there's the y. Beautiful. As we graph points, you should graph on the coordinate plane you just drew. I'm going to use this one. And I just want to point out, because it's not actually the best coordinate plane, because the numbers, we should make sure that they go along with each of these tick marks here. So 1 goes with this tick mark, this line, 2 goes with this line, 3 goes with this line. It's really important so that we know where we're graphing. Alright, we're ready to graph some points. Let's graph point A at 3, 2, and I always write the x and the y over the ordered pair so that I know which one is which. Point A, or 3, 2, we go over to 3 on the x-axis, and then we go up to 2 on the y-axis. So point A is right there on the lines where they intersect at 3, 2. I'm going to label that point A, and then I'm going to clean up these lines here so I don't get confused by them. Once you get the hang of graphing ordered pairs, you probably won't need to make any lines. It's just sometimes helpful for us to use our pencils to see where we're going. Okay, the next point is point B, and the coordinates are -4, 5. So again, that's the x and then the y. The x-coordinate is -4, so I'm going to go over to -4, right here. And the y-coordinate is 5, so I'm going to go up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right here. Here's point B. And I'll, again, clean up some of those lines so I don't get confused by them. And finally, let's graph point C. Point C is at -3, -2. So again, x comes before y. I label the ordered pair. And -3, -2 tells me to go over to -3, then down to -2. So point C is right here where the -3 line and the -2 line meet. And I'll clean that one up a little bit. So now I've got 3 points. You should have these 3 points on your graph paper.